can get over here without. Crisscross applesauce. What is the not kindergarten term for crisscross applesauce? Hi, baby. Hi. Hello, friends, and welcome to our home. I'm so delighted to be able to show you the place that we have been living for the last year and a half. One thing that I really love about our apartment is how much it is changing and evolving and growing in the same ways that we are, just in little ways here and there. Most of the things that we have here were either secondhand, thrifted secondhand, or bought on Facebook Marketplace secondhand, or were gifted to us. And it has taken a long time to be able to accumulate all of the things that we have in our home, but I could not be more proud of how our home feels in any particular space that you are in. For today's tour, you guys will be seeing our home as it is in the late winter months. So like I said, our home is constantly changing, it is constantly evolving, and one of the ways that that change happens is I like to decorate our home for all of the different seasons. So that's the 5 main seasons, which is winter, spring, summer, fall, and Christmas, in that order, of course. I really love the opportunity to change how our house looks every couple of months, just because it makes it feel fresh and like you're in a new space without big dramatic changes. I really love decorating our house for the different seasons because, like I said in my last video, I love romanticizing the different seasons, and being able to decorate my home and really make it feel like that season is a big part of that for me. You're also going to be seeing our home at its cleanest today. I'm going to be honest with you. Our house is definitely not always this clean. It does not always look like this. There will be freshly cleaned dishes on the counter. Usually there's freshly dirty dishes in the sink. But I did want to clean up today so you guys could get a more realistic picture of what our home usually we try to have it look like, what the goal for our home to look like is. I also want to be open and honest about different features that we really love about this house and different features that we really can't wait to get away from, like the electric heater that just blasts all day and doesn't turn off, and so we have to sleep with it off or else we wake up super sweaty and gross. So we just pile on the blankets instead of having the heater on in our bedroom at night. But in all seriousness, we do really love this home, and I love the freedom and flexibility that I have been able to have here to really take this house and elevate it to make it the home that I have always wanted to live in. And it's just been such a fun experience, and I'm so excited to share that with you all today. So let's get started. When you first walk into our home, you are standing in the living room, and I wouldn't have it any other way. We like to make sure that our living room is as cozy and inviting as possible so that anybody who might be stopping by feels welcome in our home. This couch we bought secondhand, and we're just about ready for a new one. But that's okay because we still love being able to curl up on the couch and watch movies in the evenings and sometimes on Saturday mornings. This sign was a gift from my mom and something that we had at our wedding. She ordered it on Etsy, although I'm not sure exactly where it's from, and I could not love it more. It's so beautiful and adds such a personal touch to our space. You'll notice that around our home, I've decorated with quite a few books. They started to overtake our bookshelf in the office, and so I decided to just fill any space that we had with as many books as possible. This area is my absolute favorite in the living room, and it always is one of my favorites in the house when I get to decorate it for every season. We got this entryway table from Target, and I always like to change up what we put on it and how we decorate it for every few months. Of course, I couldn't give a house tour without showing off some of Baxter's area. These 2 portraits were Christmas gifts, and I love having them right next to our bedroom. They're both from our wedding day. This is our very small and very inconvenient laundry room that really is just off to the side of our kitchen. We keep these curtains here to hide all of the stuff that ends up piling on top of the washer. I can't wait to have at least a separate space with a door or even just a hallway where I can put my washer and dryer that is not in the middle of my kitchen. Speaking of which, the next place we're going to be touring is our kitchen. This table was also bought secondhand. We got it from a Facebook marketplace, and it is just perfect for us. See that shelf and the little pot? Those were in my last video, and I ended up hanging them up just before this one. I have really come to love our kitchen. It changes and evolves almost as much as the rest of our house. I'm constantly moving things around, like the microwave or the electric tea kettle, to feel what flows best. These little papers I put up for Halloween time so that it felt like a witchy kitchen, and I've left them up ever since. I really love the color and the dimension that they bring to that area of the kitchen. I also love all of the plants that we have up on top of the cupboards. Some of those were thrifted and some of them were donated by my mother-in-law. I can't wait to live in a new place with a different kitchen, but I am pretty grateful for the ability to be able to cook meals here and usually not burn the house down. One thing I know I'm going to miss in our next house is this amazing walk-in pantry. There's no way we're going to be able to get this lucky and have this kind of space to organize and fill with food like we have right now. The next room we're going to be looking at is one that I think took us the longest to finally find the niche for it. But I couldn't be prouder of how it looks, and I can't wait to see how we're able to bring this to life in another space in the coming months. I love how our office/study turned out. I think it is a perfect crossover of some of our favorite vintage touches along with some of our modern technology conveniences, such as my electric keyboard and Porter's entire computer setup. Remember that bookshelf I was mentioning being overflowing? Here's a little section of it. I am still such a big reader, and I have been for pretty much my entire life. Each of these shelves represents a different season of reading. Yes, I even read books seasonally, and I love the organization that this shelf provides for that. On top, you can even see some of the children's books my mom bought for me to read to Lillian over FaceTime, and some of Baxter's toys that he was a little bit too rough with. You'll notice that my new record player that I got for Christmas is sitting on the ground. We are still looking for a table to put right there. Up above that is another one of my favorite personal touches that we have in our house, which is the gallery wall of pictures. These frames were all thrifted, and I just found pictures online and printed them out. And yes, that is drying baby's breath hanging in the empty frame. This little corner of the room is pretty much my reading, studying, and homework nook, and it is so cozy and perfect to get into the mindset of focusing while also romanticizing the idea of reading and studying. This hammock chair was a gift that we had on our wedding registry, and I absolutely love sitting in it and rocking to read. This corkboard is pretty much all Porter. It has all of his different keyboards, his ukulele, and different things that, I'm gonna be honest, I don't really understand the appeal. This is my electric keyboard. This is where I write, record, and edit any kind of music that I love. Do those papers look familiar? They should. They're very similar to the ones that we had in the kitchen. I loved creating this wall of different kinds of music and handwritten letters, including pictures of some of my favorite artists and musical inspirations right next to my piano and, of course, my guitar. Now, this is something that most people probably wouldn't notice, but these are little thrifted critters. We have these all over the house, and they are these little mice that come in these little tiny models. This all sits on Porter's old school desk that he had in his room when he was a kid. Almost everything in this room is either secondhand, thrifted, or was gifted to us at some point. When I describe to people what I wanted our office to look like, I often say it's the Harry Potter Gryffindor common room. And this little corner pays a little bit of tribute to that. This next area, I'm gonna be honest, I'm completely clueless about. This is Porter's computer setup, and all I know is that he spends his time working, playing games, and doing other stuff here. The last room of our tour is going to be our bedroom. I really love how this room comes together, and if I'm being honest, I wish that it was a little bit cleaner more often so that I could enjoy just how nice our room is. You'll notice that on Porter's dresser is my jewelry box and a thrifted Cupid standing next to a column that has flowers growing out of it. This is my makeup and jewelry getting ready area. I absolutely am in love with this little decoration that we thrifted. I could not be happier with how it looks in our room, and it is just such a unique piece to have. Next, we have Baxter hanging out on his bed. He really wanted to be in this video, and he is of course hanging out next to our plethora of shoes that we probably don't actually need. Another one of my favorite personal touches in our home is this painting that my great-grandmother gave me that we paired with some of our engagement pictures and a Let's Cuddle sign. This is definitely my side of the bed, as my nightstand is quite a bit messier than Porter's. But this is also the shelf that I wanted to show you in the last video. Now I get to show you in a little bit more detail just how this looks. This is the last thing that I pretty much see every night when I fall asleep. There used to be a TV here, and I decided that I loved having different personal touches and different thrifted and vintage things that really bring to life the season and make it feel like we live in a vintage home. Next, I'm going to show you the bathroom. I know this might be a little bit weird, but I promised to be honest about things that we liked and didn't like about our home, and this is one of our biggest grievances. I know that I have a lot of clothes, and our walk-in closet actually isn't too bad, even though it's usually pretty messy. Our biggest issue with the bathroom is just how small it is. There's just not enough room for even one of us to get ready quickly, let alone for the two of us to try to get ready on mornings where we both need to be somewhere, which is pretty rare. On a happier note, it did start snowing while I was filming in the bedroom, so I got this little clip of the snow falling right outside our window. Thank you so much for spending today with me, for coming and hanging out and seeing our home. I hope that you found something that you loved or that you really enjoyed. If you have any questions about anything, please feel free to comment and ask me. I will totally answer any of your questions about where we got anything or just any questions that you have about what's going on. If you enjoyed this video and you would like to subscribe, I would love that. If you're one of my friends or family members who I've sent a link to and you haven't subscribed because you don't know how to do it, let me know and I will help you with that. I guess we're gonna sign off today's video by saying thank you for hanging out with me. It was a lot of fun and I hope to see you again soon. Can you say bye? Bye, friends.